Special City Council meeting to order. We have one agenda item, that is to consider action related to the airport runway mill and overlay project. We have two actions to consider. What first would be the professional services agreement with the airport consultant TKDA, and then the second action, which would follow that if that is approved, would be the plans and specifications and ordering the advertisement for the bids. So understand that the Airport Commission met this afternoon, both David Sturrock as well as Airport Manager, City Engineer, Public Works Director Glenn Olson were in attendance. So Glenn, I'll turn it to you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Just for a little bit more of a background, and it's kind of summarized in the memo. We have a master plan or a master agreement with TKDA, like we do with some other consultants as well. But each individual project has to be authorized by the council, and so that's what this is. And the funding for it is split according to the type of project it is, whether it's a federal project or a state project that comes with that funding scenario as well. So the first one would be to authorize the TKDA for the project. Number two would be to approve the project and with the associated funding. And you can see that in the dollar amounts of the funding for a $750,000 project, it costs the city approximately $37,500. So it's something that is important. It's important enough to the feds that they fund a substantial portion of it. Same thing you'll see, and I know we're not talking about that tonight, but the master plan, I need to touch on that for just a second. That's the same type of scenario. That's like a $500,000, $465,000 project, a master plan that's required to get federal and state funding over the long term. This goes from the 20 to 50 year out scenario there. But this one, this would be a part of our current capital improvement project listing that the council has already approved, but now this takes it to the next level. We don't know if we'll get these until after we've submitted for it. And the timing involved with the approval of this project was such that it had to be approved and back into MnDOT Aeronautics before the end of June, before the 1st of July.
Questions for Glenn?
Glenn?
Yes.
So the project is $750,000 to do the work.
Yep.
But the engineering and design and engineering costs are $116,000.
Yes.
Proportionately, is that normal?
Yes, it is. Typically, with non-aviation projects, 22% is the going rate for that.
Is that really?
It is. And and our contracts with them are hourly to a max. That's something, too, that's not, I won't say it's not a normal situation, but it's all of our engineering contracts. We have two different types of contracts. One is hourly to a max. One is hourly with a fixed fee basis. We also have projects that we do fixed fee basis, so they know what their fee is, no matter what the designed project is in the end. What that does for us is it doesn't make them over design. I'm gonna say that on an engineering basis, because I think sometimes when you have percentage of construction cost projects, you tend to design it with a little more glitz and glitter than you would if it wasn't. So we tend to stay away from those projects.
My question is the same thing as Glenn's, I can understand a high fee, $116,000. That includes the construction portion, correct?
Yes, it does.
Okay, but the design says project formulation, preliminary design, total reimbursable cost, $13,120 plus a fixed fee of $1,880.
Yep.
Then the design phase is another $17,439 with a fixed fee of $2,561. What are those fixed fees?
Those are overhead and profit and those
So-
kind of things.
If you're starting something from scratch, I might be able to buy that, but this is an overlay.
Mhm.
It's like, tell me how much it's gonna cost to resurface this wood.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you charge $40,000 to tell me to make a plan to resurface it?
And
That
it's-
seems ridiculous.
It is the proper rate with engineers for that type of work, knowing that they have to work with both the state and the feds to get this approved. Knowing that they have to put in that time available to work with both of those entities for that work.
Wow.
It is.
Read that when you get a chance.
So
Glenn, one other question, with the mill and overlay, when the last time that the overlay happened, the airport was shut down for a period of time, they set up a portable plant out there, is that,
we don't expect that. We expect the existing local contractor to be able to do that work. Yep. It is special oils. It is special rubberizer. Now it's polymers that they used in that construction. So it's not the typical $80 to $100 a ton mix. So, yep, it is. Everything's expensive.
David?
On that second point, Glenn, what kind of operations interruption might we see?
You definitely have it'll be, the crosswind runway will be X'd out, so not usable during that period of time for either the milling or the overlaying. But the main runway will stay open.
Now, and that's projected to take 1 month on your
Yeah.
schedule here. And then how do they handle the portion of the work when the cross runway is intersecting with the main runway?
So there's a NOTAM that gets issued to all the aeronautics people that want to use the runway. So they'll say the crosswind runway is closed, not a service, and there's actually 2 huge big white X's that get placed on the ends of the
Right.
runways to do that.
But I'm speaking of that small portion of the crosswind runway that intersects the main runway.
The main runway's in good shape. Okay?
So you're not, I think what he's trying to say is that we're
Okay.
not coding that, or we're not
We are
doing
not.
that.
Okay, we're doing two non-contiguous paths. We're
Correct.
skipping the intersection because it's all right.
Right.
All right.
That's the intent. Okay.
Glenn, back in 2014, they had the mill and overlay at 500,000, and now it's 750. So is that just increase in cost, or are we doing more than what was estimated?
We
Or
aren't doing more than estimated. That was the estimated increase in cost. We would expect that that's going to go down, actually. The actual cost for asphalt products has gone down in the last year.
Right. Like I said, this one had 500,000, and the new one has 750.
Yeah.
And the other one had state and local funding, and this one has the Fed, and so that things have changed evidently.
The discretionary funding that came from the feds is allowing us to enter into this agreement. You can see the local cost went down significantly.
Right.
And that's the reason for it.
Okay.
And we aren't guaranteed that yet, okay? We have to wait until we get the authorization from the feds for it.
Other
And then
questions?
you'll have another, you'll have another meeting to grant this, to award this.
Any other questions? If not, the first recommendation is for the agreement with TKDA. That would be in the amount of $116,500. What is the wishes of the council?
I'll move approval of the proposed agreement.
Motion by David, is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by John. Discussion?
Do we really have any choice here?
No, it's really a good offer for us to be able to spend that kind of money on that kind of improvement. And I always understand that it's all our tax money, okay? Whether it comes from the feds or the state. But the local impact to us to do that improvement is significantly reduced by this contract.
Your Honor, I did speak to Pete Johnson on this issue, just getting his input to see if it's a necessary thing in his mind. Granted, he's run Midwest Aviation, but I figured I'm not gonna say do it if it's not needed, and he says it's time to be done, so I would speak in favor of this.
Any other discussion on the motion? If not, we'll move to a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And then the second action then would be the resolution approving the plans and specifications and ordering the advertisement for the bids.
I'll move approval of that resolution.
Motion by David. Seconded by Jim. Discussion?
What's the life expectancy or not? How long
Generally,
is
in
this
a
useful
mill and
life here?
overlay, at least 15 years.
15?
We like to see 20, but within that time, it's got to be adequately maintained as well. Crack seal, we have separate contracts just for sealing cracks at the airport. It's not like sealing a city street. They're routed out and they're filled with a special sealant and things like that. So, but 15 to 20 years is our expected life of asphalt.
Any other discussion on the motion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. There's no further business to come forward, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by John, seconded by Steve to adjourn. Discussion, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? We're adjourned.